My guitar journey started a while ago when I bought a Strandberg Bowden, and I was not terribly. Let's start that again, okay? The first really nice guitar that I bought in my collection was a Strandberg Bowden Metal 7. That guitar had, geez. Okay, I'm really excited to join you today, and the reason is because I just got a brand new guitar yesterday. I got a Kiesel Osiris. Am I saying that right? Osiris, I guess. It's a weird name. Not as cool as Zeus or Goliath or what's the other one? The Vader or Vader. And not as cool of a name. Osiris by Kiesel. I've been looking for a Kiesel for a while. Kiesels are in that middle price point of guitars that are kind of super expensive, but cheap enough that, you know, if you can raise $1,200 or something like that, you can get a pretty decent Kiesel. And that's what I did. I found one for about $1,200, and so I pulled the trigger. Let's compare my two most purple guitars. For some strange reason, my best guitars seem to be purple. I don't know why, it just keeps ending up that way. But let's take a look at this Ormsby. What we got right now is an Ormsby SX GTR. This is about the least expensive of an Ormsby that you can buy. This guitar is fantastic. This guitar has got stainless steel frets, it's got an ebony fretboard, it's got an alder body, it's got a push-pull here to get these really amazing, spanky pickup settings. Sound really great. Neck through, this beautiful neck joint right here, very smooth, sort of a la ESP, LTD. It's kind of got that LTD feel. Obviously, you know, it doesn't look like there's a finish on the neck, but there is. This is very glossy, and it feels really pretty much the same as the rest of the body. I'm not a big fan of either Ormsby headstock, but I thought in this color that this headstock didn't look too bad. The pickup configuration is pretty interesting. You got a single and you got a humbucker here. I'm guessing that this is also a humbucker, but if you pull it, you could probably turn this into a single. I know it looks like a single. It's probably, maybe it is. I don't know. I'm not sure. Leave a comment. Let me know. I guess we're discovering all this stuff together. Two really amazing things about this guitar are the sound of the pickups. I don't know what they're wrong with or what they are, but they sound great. They sound really good. And when you pull this thing, the single coil on this guitar sparkles and has kind of a thickness to it. It's just the best single coil sound that you can imagine. It is fantastic. And the other great thing about this guitar is the amazing fret access above the 12th fret. If you have big fingers like I do, you can actually get above the 24th fret. You could be playing like in D minor. And actually get there. Well, almost. Pretty amazing. What else do I have to say about this? It's lightweight. It's a little awkward. Like when I'm moving with the guitar, this thing feels long, really long, and it is. It is long. It's got an extra long 27.5 inch. Is that right? I think so. 27.8 here and 25.5 here. And the intonation of this guitar is also fantastic. I had thought about buying a 7-string version of this guitar, and I'm glad I didn't. The strings are pretty far apart this way, sort of like Ibanez. I think the 6-string is just perfect. So that's it. That's my Ormsby GTX. I got that one right. It's my Ormsby SX GTR in purple. Look at this thing. Look at it. Look at it. All right. So let's compare this now to a Kiesel Osiris. Let's do it. Okie dokie. We got the Kiesel Osiris now. This is my new guitar from New Guitar Day yesterday. I'm so excited to get this guitar. It is really it's really something. First impressions of this guitar. Okay, I have only owned it for 2 days now. I shot some of the guitar playing yesterday. So I got to play the guitar yesterday, and I ran out of tape. So I had the video camera set at 20 minutes, and boom, everything ended. So I didn't get a chance to review the guitar, so I actually got a chance to sleep on it, play this thing a little more last night, and now it's in E flat. I set it up as best I could. Some interesting things, first impressions of this guitar. The neck is so thin, it's almost too thin. This thing is Ibanez Wizard thin. I don't know for sure if this particular one is an extra thin neck. I'm guessing it is, based on how thin this thing is. It's almost too thin. It was my hand was a little uncomfortable yesterday. I played this guitar for a while. Second thing about it is that it's pretty heavy. I mean, most headless guitars have sort of a chintzy, light feel to them. The Steinberger I own feels lightweight. The Legator I own is really light. Strandbergs are crazy lightweight. And this thing isn't like that. This thing actually feels like a regular guitar. The other thing about this guitar is that it feels like a full-size guitar. It doesn't feel compact. I'm guessing on headless guitars that generally the bottom of the guitars usually end here. On this one, they extended it a little longer, like a typical size guitar, by adding like this little bevel down here where the trem sits, and it sits on the body in a really comfortable way. I like the size and the ergonomics of this thing a lot. It's got this Steinberger vibe, but I would never be able to afford a real Steinberger. They've gotten so crazy expensive. They're upwards of $3,000-$4,000 now. I don't know why, but they just are. I love having a trem, and the demo I did yesterday, the trem didn't really stay in tune that well. I adjusted the strings to E flat. I played around with it a little bit yesterday, and I think that it's doing better now. But my plan is to not really go too crazy. Sounds pretty in tune. Very similar specs to the Ormsby. This is not a fan fret guitar. Some of these come in fan fret, but this one is not. I do not believe that Kiesel sells a fan fret with a trem, so that wasn't going to work for me. I needed a straight fret guitar. I really was looking for a 7-string guitar. I was hearing really amazing things about these lithium pickups in this thing, and I wasn't disappointed. This guitar sounds great. It doesn't sound the same as the Ormsby, but it has its own sound, and it's got a very metal vibe to it. When I adjusted the bridge, if you're curious, there are springs in there, just like a Floyd Rose, and I was able to let the springs out a little bit so that the bridge would adjust accordingly and sit properly when I retuned it to E flat. It worked perfectly. So the deal breaker for me would be if the trem doesn't stay in tune. I bought a Bowden 6 with a trem, and the trem didn't stay in tune, so I sold the guitar. My Bowden 7 doesn't have a trem, so I don't have one there. The Steinberger has a trem, and you don't want to use it. It's terrible. The Legator I own, that headless has a very similar type of hip shot looking trem, or bridge, I should say, but it's not a trem. So for me, I was looking for a 7. I wanted a trem. I wanted a headless, and this kind of was my only option. Ellicottville Eagles purple. Put an eagle logo on here, like an Ellicottville eagle somewhere. It'd be like there. For all you Ellicottville alumni out there, this is basically was the school colors. I like it. One more thing I should say about this guitar: very, very flat fretboard, much like my Bowden 7. I believe it's 20-inch, which is just flat as a board. Makes it a little tough to bend. But I like it. I like the way it feels. It really lends itself to wanting to play, like, just hammer stuff on this thing. If I could do it, if I was any good at it. So that was it. That's my Kiesel Osiris with ebony fretboard and an alder body, just like the Ormsby, in more of a matte finish. And thing's a beast. Jeff Kiesel, you might be kind of a jerk, but I didn't give you any money. I bought this from a citizen. General public. Okay, I'm losing words quickly as I'm getting older and my senility going crazy or something. That's it. That's my review. You made it to the end. I'm so proud of you. Give yourself a round of applause. Yay! And give myself a pat on the back. I actually filmed another video 2 weeks in a row. I'm on a roll now. So maybe in my lifetime, I might get all my guitars reviewed. So these are a couple of my guitars. These are a couple of my better guitars in my collection. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I got so many guitars. Literally, they're coming out of my ears. Tell my kid. My kids hate me. If you're having trouble finding guitars, I am sorry. I bought them all. There's a few select people out there like myself that just kind of went crazy and midlife crisis, and I'm just pretty much buying any guitars I can find. So I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Joe Biden, I did that. I'm sorry. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Hopefully. No promises. Have a good day. Peace out.
Gary loves guitars.
Frog out.